wrong constantly in the middle of the round.
And to that point, I know you love going to your own kind of listenings when you're watching games inside the green room. Have you done that with 100 Thieves so far this season? Is there communication maybe a little lackluster?
No, I mean, I haven't, like, the listening we just had in the hard point, like, the listening was pretty good. Everything was working out, but they were down by, like, 70 when it was happening. Like, I don't know specifically what it is that's causing problems, but problems definitely exist. Of course, if you want to talk about on the flip side, Aches, sniping again.
Yeah, we obviously had a lot to say last time we watched Team Envious with a sniper rifle, but Aches hit some impressive shots, and it's going to be first-blooded here, so for him, that's the end of this round. 100 Thieves trying to converge in on the site, and Abel with a nice win leaves Assault for the 1 versus 3, and that simply is not going to happen. Advantage 100 Thieves with a convincing round number 1. 3 players still standing for them, but to the point about Aches obviously sniping, you know, we've come out and said, well, he's done it for a large part of his career. Maybe never the flashiest sniper rifle, but he says he's very, very consistent with it, feels confident with it. And we saw him hit some nice shots on this map specifically, if you remember, last time we saw him.
I was against denial, right? And I think if you take away hit markers, Aches probably would have dropped like 11 or 12 kills, but because of the hit markers, he ends up going like, I don't know, 5 and 9, 5 and 10, whatever it was. So the sniping is definitely viable. Of course, if you want to talk about the flip side, Octane, not too shabby with it either. And again, has been a pretty big factor in 100 Thieves getting man advantage in rounds.
Kenny makes his way over towards B, pushes up towards the guns, and then gets the information he so desires, which is Envious are pushing. Put himself in a nice little corner where he can at least watch across. Now gets more information. And that was a round which was over pretty quick, or for him at least.
So now this is 100 Thieves working with the man disadvantage. So these are the tough ones to try and secure. He got bombed down as well, but Enable may have found a bit of an opening, and Octane's trying to make things easier, but 33 seconds left. You're pushing from essentially every angle. It's Priesta coming on the back. That's when you have to get the timing right. When he makes his move, everyone needs to break. Priesta gets free enough kill number 2. Now the pressure's coming to the front as well. Octane challenges, he dies, but is that the opening? No, Apathy gonna shut him down, and Silly gets the final one. Flashy plays at the end from Apathy, who I'm assuming we get to see a second look at with the best play.
Ooh, dearie, dearie me.
That was nearly an amazing retake from 100 Thieves. Nearly.
Almost, but the one thing Envy do so well is they isolate the gunfights in front of them. They take them as quickly as they can, recognizing the pressure on the back as Silly able to assist with that final kill, or second to last kill, and then clean up the last himself. Good reaction there from Team Envious, because that looked like it was going to get very, very scary very, very quickly for them as the collapse came through. But so far, the sniping a little lackluster in this game.
Lackluster, but these things.
Also, obviously, Kenny with the Swordfish last round. Interesting. Glad that we're getting to see a new gun potentially come through.
Swordfish. I mean, not to name
Yeah.
names, but Farrah's been using that in Search for a long time. Search had to do it quite frequently.
Just had to say what we were thinking.
If you want to talk about other guns that are viable in Search, the Rampart's pretty good. Just throwing that out there. It really is. It might seem strange to anyone who's watching CWL, but Search and Destroy is always like slightly different than what we see in Respawn.
Important to note, Hook opting to run the grenade. We highlight it again because he is one of a few players to actually do that. As Priesta just pops out the vent. There's one. Not going to find the second. Is there anyone in a position to try and trade? Well, Slasher the closest, but he's still got a little bit of distance between him and a potential trade. 4v4, and Abel does find Silly. Can he find one more? X's back steps. Envious a man down. 30 seconds on the clock. Bomb, of course, for 100 Thieves. He's in a position to potentially plant, but Assault could really put a dampener on the 100 Thieves' mood in this round as he finds Slasher. Amp trying to be aggressive. Bomb has been planted, though. 2v2. Assault shuts down Enable.
They know exactly where both players are on as well. They're just playing for picks, but Octane, talk about picks. He's going to connect with one.
Okay.
Trying to get a little bit fancy.
What?
I do not know where that bullet went.
Oh, he's just been robbed. That's daylight robbery. If he loses this round, he's going to be enraged, but I doubt it. Assault's played that as best as he possibly can, but Kenny isn't going to allow him to do it. And if you're Octane, you can sit there and breathe a big sigh of relief, because I feel like that looked good.
I'm guessing Spectator for flinch. I think Assault put a bullet into him. I would have to imagine.
I mean,
that's just the way it looks. Something like that. Codcaster is, I don't know, ever so slightly off from what the players actually see. Because if an Octane hits his shots, we know.
Oh, if Octane hits his shots, he hits his shots, but definitely looked good. Either way, doesn't really have too much of an effect on the round. Of course, Octane did hit the first snipe there in that 2v2, just to give his squad the advantage.
And something that was great that round was the utility. I think we saw like 2 concussions to single players out, get him weak, get him tagged up. The cluster, if not killed the guy, essentially killed the guy to force him to back up. You get the shots in the back. So you talk about communication maybe being a bit of an issue right there in that round. It was perfect.
Oh, Kenny, exact same thing as we saw rounds prior. This time, no Swordfish. ICR out. He's going to call out to his teammates. Presence over towards B, but little do they know. There may be a presence from Envy at B, but the bomb, well, the bomb is definitely not on that side of the map, as Silly did find a pick over towards A, and I think they realized that bomb was at A. Now Silly's rotated. It's just a game of rotations here for Team Envious as they get another kill. It's a 5 versus 3 in their favor.
And this is great. You get a kill on one side of the map, 100 Thieves responds, so you flip, you get a pick on the other side of the map, 100 Thieves responds. Slasher, though, is trying to make a play.
Yeah, that's
and a play he does not make. He's just going to fall. And well, if you're 100 Thieves, I guess you're hoping that one player can just find a 2-piece, and then you're hoping the other guy can find a 2-piece. And, well, there's number 1 from Octane. Gets out with his life as well. And Kenny not quite able to win the gunfight against the ICR. And then Octane has to deal with everyone from Envious. So you get first blood, great. You get the second blood, great. You rotate for the 3rd time on the map, even better. And you get the round win.
It seemed like Silly was just kind of on tracks. He was just going left and right across the map. Didn't really have to do anything. He was like, oh, you got a kill? I'll come to you. Oh, you got a kill? I'll go back to A. Oh, B, A, like just consistently back and forth, back and forth. And great response, though, from Team Envious in this search and destroy. Very, very close. And to your point, yes, 100 Thieves record on this map is pretty poor. 1 in 9 to be specific. So very, very poor. But every time we see them play, it seems like they are putting up a good fight for the most part.
I still don't believe that.
No, neither do I.
Like 1 in 9.
I trust in JP.
It seems like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, faith is there. Faith in my ability to read numbers, but it is what it is. Priesta playing hyper aggressive. Silly's just gonna have to run as far away as possible, and Priest is again just hunting this player down. That essentially just gives 100 Thieves clearance to get this bomb plant down for free, and Envy, it looks like they're going for retake all at the same time.
And that's something that we see Envy do a lot on this site specifically, is they will give it up at times and say, all right, well, we trust in our retakes. Can they try and retake this, though? Priesta, 1 shot. Octane will find a double for his efforts, 4 versus 3 in favor of 100 Thieves. There is no flank coming. For Envy, the retake has to come from the front side, as that finds 1. Octane will get traded, now a 1 versus 2. Kenny's going for a little bit of a flank of his own. So for Assault, he's going to have to isolate this fight and turn around and find the second, but can't even win the first. Another good round from 100 Thieves. Keeps them in the lead, 3-2 now.
I think the biggest thing that round was Priesta being bait, essentially. Gets hit by the cluster, you're calling out he's 1 shot, and it was 2 players that slid over to hunt him down. Octane kills both of them, and I'm assuming didn't even take a single bit of damage. He got hit by a stun.
He's at 149.
Put him down to 149. That's a stun. Stuns don't hurt that bad, but gets a handful of kills. I think that puts him at 3 for the round, maybe 4 with EKIA because he tagged up another player. So solid stuff coming out of 100 Thieves. And again, for any problems they've had of like getting that first set man advantage and then throwing the round away, none of that so far. So far, so good.
It's more polished search and destroy, it feels like. This Octane does have the Tempest available to use. Aches, of course, you can assume, sniping up top window. And Priest has put himself in a great little spot just to check in. In fact, no, Aches, no sniper. Instead, just maybe slow playing over towards the A site. 100 Thieves have rotated over there, but Team Envious, they're pushing through mid. And now the Tempest will be called in. So he connects with 1 shot. Doesn't find the kill himself. Teammate is there to clean it up. 2 more players pushing front A. And for Octane now, if he can just hit 1, could potentially chain as the push comes straight through. The slide was huge, but able to clean up the kill. It's a 1 versus 3. And Aches, no chance. Can he get him with the Swordfish this round?
And so one of the things I specifically saw in Arsenal was they got a first blood, whatever random, I think United that they were playing, or maybe whoever it was, and Slasher, whose job it was to watch lobby, just left and went inside events, like wrapped around and gave it up. And then as soon as he did that, 2 players came through lobby, started shooting his teammates in the back. And it's like, I was watching, I was like, how does no one turn? Well, this round, Slasher just stays there the entire time. It obviously helps that Octane, well, had the Tempest to come back and turn and get the kill as well. But just little things like that, just rounds that they've lost in the past, trying to fix those mistakes. And again, so far, so good.
Slasher 150 away from streaks. Something also to bear in mind, and you will see him just maybe slow play over towards A. I believe they gave him bomb as well. Yep, they did. So for him, it may be the play. Hey, go over towards B, see what you see. cause a distraction, and then potentially I'll push A, and he works perfectly there on the minimap. It's a beautifully executed strat. All of Envy rotate. Slasher says, well, you know, thanks very much. You know, I was close to my streaks. All I really needed was a plant. I'll take that. I think he's going to be, what, 25 points away now, Chance?
And now the problem, of course, for Envy is like they're going to go through lobby, but if the timing is right for 100 Thieves, you just shoot players in the back. Slasher is going to have players trapped. They know they're inside with Flak. They're as weak as they could possibly be. He connects with one to get the lightning.
You could use it here.
Might be getting the Hellstorm as well. They popped the 200 to try to do extra.
I love this from Slasher. He's put himself in such a clutchable position where you ping the lightning, you may even just use it. He's going to. And if you're Envy, you're in a whole world of pain as Aches does find a double, but Slasher lights up the feed himself. They know exactly where the last player is. Slasher, of course, has his second streak. He's not going to use it here. Why? Because he is simply that guy in Search and Destroy. A wonderfully executed round from the very beginning, Chance. From the very beginning. Give me the bomb. Everyone else go B. Cause a distraction over towards B. I'll get a free plant. Then back away, find a kill, use your streak, get all the other kills as well. For Slasher, that was perfect.
Was that an ace?
Yes.
So he gets the ace, but Ace gets the best play. So, like, who's the real winner, Ben?
You're right. It's Pat.
Definitely not Pat. It's the man that got the streaks. He's got the Hellstorm as well. And again, that's about as perfect as a play call as you could possibly have. You have teammates in mid to make sure they're coming through lobby, or at the back, you spam the War Machine. You connect with the one kill eventually, which 6 shots for a kill. It seems like it's bad until you win the round. Now you're up 5-2.
And it was a kill that gave him the streak as well.
And now, of course, you see Kenny doing the same thing. He spotted out information. He backs up, and now Slasher, at whatever point, can just call in a Hellstorm. It might be a free kill or 2. And we'll see how many he can pick up. He's going for it as quick as possible. He should have Assault. Assault able to stay away, but the players that had to move into gunfire. And now this is a 4-2 life advantage for 100 Thieves, where they got bombed down. And what more could you ask for?
Well, just securing the round. Aches connects with a stun. Now it's his turn with a War Machine, but Enable jumps straight up, takes the challenge. And Enable having a great series here as well, just to highlight him briefly.